These are the 7 ways a secure person handles an avoidant pulling away. The first is that they stay calm and don't overreact. They know that this is the MO of an avoidant. They understand that there is something that is going on within them that is causing them to be this way, and they are projecting that onto that person. And instead of just kind of having this fight or flight reaction towards them pulling away and trying to solve it right then and there, they simply just accept it for what it is. And they understand that if they overreact, it is only going to make things worse, because that avoidant is going to take whatever that reaction is and they're going to simply look at it as evidence as to why they are validated in pulling away from you. The secure person will understand that it is in the best interest to just allow this person to just pull away, to do what they're doing, because in that moment when they are not reacting, that is going to cause a reverse psychology towards the avoidant, where they're going to start to question, okay, why is this person acting so calm? Like, is it me? Like, what am I doing? And it kind of gets them to get out of that mindset and start to potentially work with you towards whatever they're feeling or whatever might have caused them to have that reaction and open up to you. Number 2 is that they respect their need for space. Now, this doesn't mean that they're accepting this person to be this way and saying that their actions are how it is and they are just going to turn over and let them be how they are. This is more saying that they understand that this is the process that this avoidant is going to go through. They know that for whatever it is, there's something that triggered this person and it's causing them to react this way. And they are just simply going to need the space in order to process this and then get to a right mental state to come back and maybe have the both of you work things out. They know that by them trying to solve whatever is going on in that moment, it is only going to push them away further and further, and it's only going to cause them to be more frustrated because they're just simply trying to work with the avoidant and say, hey, like, I'm just trying to do X, Y, and Z, or, just trying to figure out where your head's at. And to the avoidant, they're taking that as evidence that you are continuously pushing and getting too close to them, even though that's not what you're doing. But that secure person knows that they're going to have a much better outcome if they just allow this person to get their space than if they're trying to pursue that avoidant and trying to solve the situation right then and there. Number 3 is don't take it personally. Now, this is something that I know is going to be so challenging depending upon the relationship that you have with the avoidant, because chances are they have manipulated you to feel like you are the problem. This could look like them verbally telling you that the reason why they're this way is because you're pushing too much or you're not giving them the space that they need, or just by their actions and how they behave when you begin to open up. So it is only natural that you're going to have this response to where you're going to take it personally because you think like this is on me. And whether or not you can consciously recognize that, subconsciously your body reacts that way and you start to feel bad, or you start to feel whatever negative emotions that's beating yourself up, making it feel like it's you. But it's not. This is on them. And the secure person understands that there is something going on within them that is causing them to be this way. They haven't processed whatever had happened is causing them to be an avoidant, and they are projecting this feeling onto you. So that secure person can kind of disassociate from that and say, you know what? You're having a moment right now that has really nothing to do with me and has everything to do with you. I'm not going to sit here and take it personally. This is something that helps that secure person to just allow this person to have whatever is going on and give them their space, and knows that if and when they're ready, they can then try to work on it from there. Number 4 is that they do not try to chase them. Chasing the avoidant is only going to make things worse. And on top of that, you are letting that avoidant know that it is okay for them to be this way. When you are chasing them, you are showing them that, there's evidence to them that there's a valid reason as to why they can be this way again. And this is not, but they take it like that and they sit there and say, you know what, like, look, like, I'm trying to push away because I need space, and you're over here, pressuring me and doing all these things, which is not true. You are just simply doing what a normal person would do in this situation, but they don't see it that way. They interpret it in their own mind to, again, distort it and to fulfill that negative thought as to why they're feeling this way and feeling like they need to push away from you. A secure person knows that it is a losing battle trying to chase them, and they know that they don't want to do this for their own sake as well. Like, they don't want to be putting in so much time, energy, and effort into chasing somebody that simply is not going to respond well to, and is just going to make things a lot worse than what it is if they were just to leave it be. be. So they allow this person to, again, go through this process and, get the space that they need, and they're not going to chase them, which leads perfectly into number 5, and that is being direct with your communication. Now, this is something that I think a lot of people struggle with because they're in fear that if they are too direct, that avoidant person is going to pull away, which that is a very valid point, and it's probably could be something that you see. But the thing about being direct is that you are verbally communicating to this person what you are no longer going to be putting up with. This is something that an avoidant needs to hear because they need to start to realize that this is a problem that they have on their end. And if you guys are going to have a relationship, they're going to have to make some kind of effort and stride towards fixing this. And this is something that tends to be what is needed for this, because if you are continuously chasing them and trying to work things out and all these different things, they don't look at it as you being patient and allowing them to kind of figure the whole thing out. They simply look at it as, oh, this is evidence that I can continue to do this, and this person is going to always be there for me, which is not the case. It should not be the case. You should not have to continue to go through this and experience that. Like, this is something that they need to realize is something that they need to work through. And that's what a secure person does. They will be direct to them at the right time and place. It's not good to try to do this when in the heat of the moment, when they're having one of these episodes. It's better to do it when they finally calm down and they have come to you and kind of start to realize, like, okay, like, I want to start to work on this and be better, whatever that might look like. But essentially, you want to let them know, like, this is how I'm feeling about this. This is all that I'm trying to do, and you are reacting this way, and this is on you. They may have a bad response to that, and they may push away or pull away at that moment, but it's so important for you to understand your values and your boundaries here, because it is so easy to be manipulated and to have them kind of construe these things to fit their narrative and what they want, which segues again perfectly into number 6, and that is to set boundaries. This again is, I want to point out, is so important because this is where you see a lot of people start to just allow that person to shape that boundaries or to tear them down. And it's so important for you to have that boundaries, because that's what a secure person does. They have their boundaries, and they're not going to allow this person to try to chip away at it. They're not going to compromise it. They're going to stay strong on them. And if this person is going to cross that line, then they have to make a decision on whether or not they want to continue to pursue a relationship with them. An avoidant needs to understand that they can lose you, but you have to control the controllables for yourself. And that is always going to be you and how you feel and the boundaries that you set. And that's what a secure person does. They stick to the boundaries and they don't allow that avoidant to push past that. And the 7th way is that they know when it is time to officially walk away. This secure person has a good understanding when this person is just no longer able to work with. They know that this person is just stuck in their own ways, and they realize that there is so many different evidence of them trying to do everything that they possibly can to be patient with them, to, go through all of these different things that is happening throughout the relationship, and to see this person not making any type of progress. They understand that this is a cycle in a game that this person is just wanting to play and is not actually wanting to do the things that they need to do to heal from this. They know that there is nothing that they can do to get this person to actually change, so it is time for them to move on. It's time for them to cut ties with this person and just do whatever they need to do. Maybe they'll find somebody else that will be willing to put up with them, but they know that this is not for them. These are the 7 things that you see with a secure person, but I want you to understand that this is you. This is always you. Even though right now you may feel like you are not secure enough to do these things, you need to understand that it is imperative that you start to do these things for your relationship, because you don't deserve to have to keep going through this. You don't deserve to have to keep this person continuously doing these things that they know that they're doing to make you feel like you are the problem, and all the while you're doing everything under the sun to meet them where they're at, and they're simply doing nothing. You are this secure person, and all it takes is for you to allow yourself to start to do this. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything all up in front, even though if you're ready to, that will be great. You can gradually start to do this, but Again, this is how you take back the control and power that you have. This is not for you to get revenge for them at all. This is more for yourself and beginning to start to set those boundaries so that you can have either the relationship start to transition and change into something that you like, or you begin to start to heal and move on from this person because you know that you deserve something better. I hope that you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.